Welcome back. As the nation prepares to honor Martin Luther King Jr. on the same day as the inauguration, I spoke with his son, Martin Luther King III. He's the co-author of a new book, What is My Legacy? Exploring the weight of his family name and the ongoing fight to fulfill his father's dream. We sat down for a very special Meet the Moment conversation. Martin Luther King III, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you. Honored to have the opportunity.
We are honored to have you here. I rarely do this, but I have to say, on a personal note, I probably wouldn't be sitting in this chair if it weren't for not only the work of your father, but your father's legacy. Every Martin Luther King Jr. Day, my mother would take me to an event honoring him, would use it as an opportunity to teach me about my history. It was a day of service, a day of reflection. And so I thank you. I thank your family. And with that, I ask you, what do you think the day on which we mark your father's legacy means to little boys and little girls all across this country today?
Well, I hope that young people and people in general see it as a day. My mother used to say a day on, not a day off. So that we, generally holidays, we relax and chill. This is not about that. This is about working to realize the dream that he had of freedom and justice and equality for all humankind. So we come to the table every year, and people will ask me, well, did we realize the dream last year? Maybe we've realized elements over the years, but anywhere near the fulfillment of the dream, absolutely not.
On that point, as we sit here today, we are a nation that is divided, fractured, struggling to communicate. What do you think your father would make of this moment in which we find ourselves?
He'd be quite disappointed, quite frankly, that we are where we are. He probably wouldn't be surprised, but he certainly would be disappointed because he always infused energy that was positive, bringing out the best of who we as Americans are. And quite frankly, unfortunately, in great tragedy, we see the best of who Americans are. But when it's over, we go back to our corners and live in bubbles and separate. We need to exhibit the behavior that we exhibit in tragedy universally all the time.
Well, you write in your new book, What is My Legacy, which I love this section because you talk very candidly about how you're grappling with your legacy, your work here. You say, if Dad had been a physician and owned a medical clinic, I could have built on his work by opening a chain of clinics. But my dad's name is known throughout the world and honored with a national holiday. I can't better that, so I've recalibrated my expectations of myself. I hope I can be known for my own body of work. Instead of the son of, I hope to be known as Martin Luther King III, who happens to be the son of Martin Luther King Jr. How do you come to terms with those complex feelings?
I'm grateful, so grateful for my mother, who liberated me when I was, 12, 14 years old. She used to tell me, you don't have to go to Morehouse College. You don't have to be a minister. You don't have to be a civil and human rights leader. Just be your best self. Whatever that is, we will support. So I did end up going to Morehouse. I did end up becoming a civil and human rights leader. But I did not go into the ministry. Not because that's not something I considered. It's just because I feel that's a very special, unique calling.
This year marks 60 years of Bloody Sunday.
Yeah.
60 years of the passage of the Voting Rights Act. How do you see the road ahead? There have been enormous advances and progress made and also some setbacks.
My father used to say that whenever there is a perception and a reality of progress, there are always the inevitable setbacks. 1963, when he was delivering the I Have a Dream speech, the nation was very excited and everything felt really great. But less than 3 weeks after the march, the 16th Street Baptist Church was bombed. When George Floyd tragically was killed, for about a year, we were doing all kind of incredible things to create opportunities for people who've been excluded historically. After about a year, the pushback came, and now we started banning books. We're starting to dismantle DEI.
This year, the day that we remember and mark your father's legacy falls on the same day of the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. What will you be listening for in his speech? You said you're going to be paying close attention.
I would. He has said that he wants to create some semblance of unity. Now, what that means is you got to be in dialogue with everybody. If you really want to bring the nation together so that it is the manifestation of what we call ourselves, the United States of America, we're not reflective of the United States of America right this moment, in my judgment.
We've talked so much about your father's dream for this country. What is your dream for this country?
Well, in a similar way, my dream is in alignment with my mom and father, because I wish that we were at a different place and the work had been done. So I believe there is a consciousness that's coming, not here yet, but coming. And so I want to be a part of helping whatever I can do to make us this truly amazing nation, the nation that it ought to be.